We have two very interesting presentations coming up. First is on building the digital bank, and that will give you how regional banks have done that. There are 25 digital banks. And second, how to use AI in your bank. Yeah, so those are two presentations of 10 minutes each, which is coming next. Let's look at how do you build a best-in-class digital-only bank. Now, before we go on to details, this is no different from building a bank first time. So many of you participated in your own bank's journey when you started and when you build branch by branch, department by department, unit by unit. It's built using customer at the center point. So same is a thought process. First and foremost, look at what market is looking for. That's a market feasibility study. But whom are you dealing with? With your persona, who is going to use your digital bank. See, many bankers make a classical mistake to do the trends in office. I know my customer. I know my retail customer. I know my SME customer. No, you don't. This customer who's going to use the digital bank, you don't know. Maybe your kid knows it. Maybe younger self of yours knows it, but you don't know it. So first and foremost, recognize that you in the age group of 40 to 50 is not the right people to design the future bank. And that many board members and bankers don't understand. And they take decisions on behalf of the customer. Hence, the study you do, you should do with the real group through hackathons, through university contests, and through other mechanisms, which is not a banker designing it. Right? So that's the first thing. Now, when you do the whole digital bank journey, some design principles you should keep in mind. And first and the foremost is it's end-to-end digitization. So it's not about building a mobile app. Mobile app is just first step. It'll pick up a request. Then it ends up in middle office or operations. It should be digital as well. So end-to-end digitization. Second material principle is this you are designing for a young self who is either millennial or generation Z or maybe alpha. Now there are banks being designed for kids. So for them, it's not about banking, it's about life. Because they are either in their first job or in their first house or in their first car buying experience. So can you look at their lifestyle and give them? Just to give you a simple example, when Amirit and BD launched Live, their first product was a health gadget, which they gave it to customer, free of cost. It created such a positive image of the bank that bank is interested in customers' health. And you had a game account called health account. Number of steps you walked as the number of reward points you have. Right? And for every X number of reward points, they could buy something. So be part of customer's life. And if you can make that happen, you will hugely be successful. The 𝗀𝗲 example I gave you today, Jamaiya, the 𝗀𝗲's product is what every family in Arab world does. And they pool money together for one objective. And bank got 350,000 customers in no time because everybody wanted to participate in Jamaiya and you got your friends on the bank. So you cross-sold to your friends. Third, ecosystem. See, digital banks don't make money. Please understand this very, very careful principle. Digital bank in first 3 to 4 years don't make money till they don't have huge amount of customers. So if you work with fintech and partners, example, his movie tickets, example, his outings, example, his concert tickets, you can't fund. You don't have profitability. But you can partner. They want to associate with the bank as well. So bring partners and ecosystem for straight through rewards. so that it's not manual coupons you're sending home. Yeah? Customer decides what he wants as a rewards. And this younger generation always looks at what's in it for me. They generally do not have large deposits. So payment offering and reward offering is very, very important. Then the personal finance management, again, is a very important design principle. They are not knowing savings habits. They are different thinkers. They want to live in today and in not really save money for future. So building the personal finance goals creates a very different thing. So you tell them you want to go on vacation, put a goal towards vacation. So in fact, there is a concept which Revolut innovated on called spaces. Spaces are nothing but your goals. You want to do masters, you want to go on a vacation, marriage, whatever is your goal. Personal finance management is a solution. Again, there are ready platforms available which bank can plug in. You don't need to build one. Whatever you build scalable. I'll not name the bank. 80% of digital banks change their platform in year 3, year 4. Why do people change platforms in year 3, year 4? They realize that what they originally bought and built was not designed for this level of growth. Remember, once you launch a digital bank, it's open, there's no branch limitations. Exponential growth comes. And it can come in year 1, year 2, year 3, anytime. So scalability and validate if you want to do physical or you want to go on cloud. Many banks in year 2, 3 migrated to cloud. Many banks started on cloud. So these are some of the very, very important learning. And finally, if you want to be successful, see, a lot of banks starts with great amount of profit or interest rates, get customer onboarded. But are you going to be creating a lifetime value? So how are you going to create a lifetime value? I have already explained the digital banks and most of the digital bank in Kuwait. Now let me give you a very, very simple comparison, right, with some of the more advanced market. So if you look at UAE, right, there is huge amount of digital banking initiatives and central bank is coming up with standards. Bahrain was one of the first to introduce digital bank. Kuwait, yeah, last year did the license and applications. They've yet to make material announcements. But CBK again is likely to make AIS and PIS announcements, which means it will not be only digital banks. It could be payments bank, a payments provider, the huge amount of organizations which will come under the similar governance structure. Now, second thing, after you know the market and the people whom you want to launch for, is landscape. Now again, people think Revolut was successful, Monzo was successful, so I will be successful as well. It's not about being differentiated only, but it's about, do you have what it takes to be successful? See, banks, when you look at, banks have a culture of risk and managing the risk. They are not the most vibrant and agile community. Fintechs are. So if you look at right from payments, open banking, wealth, whatever is your offering. Because remember, there are some banks of pure retail digital banks. There are SME digital banks. There is huge amount of fintech platforms available, both locally and regionally, who can come and help you in this journey. So you don't need to again go through the complete build yourself. When you look at again, people think, no, Kuwait is too small. Kuwait is too behind. I don't think we will be successful. But if you see population, mobile penetrations, all the indicators on Kuwait economy are for a huge growth and a large amount of active social media base. You see how frequently people comment on banking, financial services. So there is everything which it takes is available. You just need to offer the right value proposition for this digital segment. Third, there is no one single recipe for success. There are multiple business models which you have. There are digital channel banks, which creates a separate segment or brand. There are traditional banks, but they want to open a completely different name. You saw NBK's having a complete different name, right? And there are pure play digital banks, which means they born digitally. They are not there in physical world at all. So be clear, what is the model your bank wants? Based on strategy, channel, who is your customers, process, people and technology. So each of them has a success story. Starling, which is on the last pillar, was UK's first profitable digital bank. Their objective was to be launching and being profitable. They today sell their technology to anybody who wants to implement. So you don't need to build anything. In traditional world, Liv, Ela, all of these are actually traditional banks, separate, full-fledged digital arms. So they're part of the mother bank. And there are mother banks which are transforming, who believes they are very, very strong and their mobile channel can be a huge segment. So they brand. Example, Dubai Islamic Bank recently branded their all channels as Alt. And Alt is a separate business unit. So they are also digital. So the models are available for you to look at and select what's right for your bank. And when you do the banking, remember there are 4 parts to the puzzle. Mobile app is only one part of the puzzle. Everybody thinks it's a mobile app. No, that's just one part of the puzzle. What is the product which you are going to launch? And why should anybody buy it? What's the process? STP, account opening in 2 minutes, payment in 30 seconds, 3-click payments. What's your process and what's your technology? Again, there are no big budgets available when you launch a digital bank because everybody knows profitability will take time. So what can you leverage? So look at all the 4 components and there are multiple segments available. Retail, affluence, wealth, SME. There are multiple typical traits. Now, how do you decide what goes digitally? You decide based on personalization. Somebody spoke earlier in the day, I think Deepa, you said it, hyper-personalization. For consumer bank, hyper-personalization is very, very important. Again, are they actively engaged? How many times people use mobile for their transactions? Like one of the use case in UAE, which was very clearly exploited by 𝗲𝗏, is if you are a new company, no bank will open accounts for you. So there was a clear need to open a digital account for companies. Similarly, what are the typical requirements? What are the different services which you can provide? So think through end-to-end for a segment. And again, what are the success factors? Start right. Set expectation right up front. This is an investment which bank will make for future segments. Second, think, will your central bank approve it? Because there is a separate license now in Kuwait for digital bank. How are you going to be differentiating on your API layer? Because strongest API of services can make you STP. It will not possible to design STP within your traditional framework. Digital programs and initiatives. Again, if you think it's just one program, launching a digital bank, that's not true. You have to think how compliance will be digitized, how operations will be digitized, how finance will be digitized, how recon will have no play. So there are multiple digital programs across the bank and people mindset has to change. Again, a very, very famous case study. There was a bank in Oman which launched digital bank. Its branch banking team killed that digital bank by offering product at the lower cost and saying, why are you going there? Come here, I'll sell you. Within the same bank. So organization needs to be cultured differently that it's A plus B, it's not A replacing B. Many banks, branches are the biggest competitors for the digital banks, if you're a traditional bank. And last, the partner you choose. The partner you choose, again, people choose tier 1 vendors to realize they are not flexible enough. You need a partner which is extremely flexible on your change of plan, does not have a big bill for you, who is willing to work with you in agile. Because today, any customer experience person will tell you, customer is changing every quarter, every year. What's good for this year is not good for next year. So by the time you build your vendor selection and platform, it becomes not relevant anymore. Yeah? So those are some of the key things. Now, some of the case studies which you want to learn from. One of the best-in-class case study we did was 𝗲𝗲, Amazon Web Services-based cloud bank. Beautiful products, seamless onboarding. They introduced for the first time multi-currency accounts. That means you are in Kuwait today, you can withdraw in Kuwaiti dinar. You are in London tomorrow, you can withdraw in GBP without any cost to the customer. And the same debit card. Same debit card switches the currencies. Yeah? So some of the products they brought to the market is really amazing. Similarly, 𝗵𝗲. So 𝗵𝗲 started with the first app called 𝗵𝗲 and lifestyle banking. Second app came 𝗵 Young for kids. Third app came 𝗵 SME. So today, the 3 or 4 apps they have, huge amount of differentiation. Interestingly, built in the same core banking as the mother bank with just one 𝗵 app. But biggest value proposition you see is API. They implemented Red Hat's API solution where they built 800 API services. And each of them is sold and priced uniquely. Right? So that's the kind of innovation the bank has done. See the kind of goal setting, spending, cashless. So the cards are not there. They just use virtual cards. And complete tokenization is there in UAE market. Again, a bank which thought differently. Islamic. They thought, let's do community service. Let's teach our kids banking. They have 10,000 kids as a customer. I asked CEO, how do you make money? Kids don't have money. Oh, bank is not for kids. Bank is for parent. I'm trying to get parent account. When the kid opens an account, guarantor is a parent. And parent is moving his salary account to me. And that's my motivation for this. So he got 10,000 parents, high value parents as a customer. And we thought he is making an app for kid. Yeah? Marshak Neo, a bigger story, where chairman announced, chairman announced closing all my branches in 3 years, and I'm moving digital. Everybody thought he's kidding. He will build digital, but he wouldn't. Today, Marshak has only 6 branches. There were 44 branches 3 years back. All branches closed, huge bottom line profitability position, and their apps are the most famous, Neo and NeoBiz. Both are extremely successful. 94% of Marshak's relationships now are all open on their apps and transacted on their apps, including SME. Complete SME, there is no branches anymore. Yeah? The local case study all of you know, built by NBK, recently introduced. Hopefully the success will be seen in times to come. But again, very, very similar framework to what you see globally, what has been seen. TAM also from KFH on a similar lines. So apps are very much in Kuwait. They are getting active and you will see customer movement across. Yeah? That's it from my side. I'll hand over to my colleague Nikhil for a view on AI. He'll tell us how we can use AI in banking.
One question before that. Interoperable in banks, similar to telco.
Yes.
Same account, I change it to another bank when I want.
Yes.
What do you think could be?
So it's coming, I don't know about the Kuwait regulation, but it's coming as part of a 2025 regulation change where customer can move accounts and customer. This was implemented in UK and Bahrain and multiple other markets. there is a change of customer behavior towards selecting the best value proposition account, right? So that's the change which is coming to the market. It's just question 2025 or 2026, when you will be able to choose and move your funds across without opening relationship again. Yeah? Thank you.